Hey everybody, Tom here today, and now don't judge me, but I never watched Game of Thrones, but if I had, I would hate what the show has done to the way we think about winter. Winter does not need to be something you fear. You don't have to be afraid that winter is coming. Winter is a wonderful season. And even if you're a bike rider, there are real moments of joy and pleasure you can have in riding your bike in winter. But I do acknowledge there are some things we need to do to accommodate winter on a bike. In fact, I wrote a whole book about it, which you should go buy right now. So if you're thinking about riding a bike in winter for the first time, here are a few tips to get you started. Number one, which bike to choose. If you live in one of those enviable cities with great bike infrastructure that is well maintained in winter and is plowed down to the asphalt every day, congratulations, the rest of the world hates you because your life is so easy. But if you don't, then some adjustments to the machine between your legs may be in order. So if you love your bike more than, say, a second cousin or maybe a pet, then you really need to think about what kind of bike you're going to ride in winter. Winter can be really hard on bikes. There's lots of salt on the roads. The grit and the grime can really destroy components very quickly. And I know this firsthand because I destroyed a beloved bike in one of my first winters. It just rusted out because of all that winter. So if you really love your summer bike, you might want to think about picking up a second bike to ride in winter. And it doesn't have to be a top-of-the-line bike. It can just be a junker. I rode for almost 10 years a 25-year-old single-speed mountain bike through winter, and it was great. It was all I needed. So I would just say, don't spend a lot of money if you're just getting started. Find an old junker, ride it through your first few winter, feel things out a bit, and see how that goes. Another option is to winterize your summer bike. You can put fenders on your bike, you can put studded tires on it, you can just put winter tires on it. You can make some adjustments to your summer bike, but one thing you need to be careful about is cleaning it regularly. So you need to get that salt and that grime and that grit off there all the time. Number two, what should I wear? If you're watching this video, you probably live in a winter climate already, which means you probably already own everything you need to own to ride your bike in winter. Unless you're one of those people who wears t-shirts and goes with no socks and then complains about the cold in February, you probably own everything you need. Warm jacket, warm pants, a hat, mittens, a toque, all that kind of stuff you probably already wear. You don't need any specialized gear to ride your bike in winter, so don't go too crazy. If you live in a climate with wet or snow, you might want to get a waterproof outer layer. And the key to staying warm in winter, of course, is always layering up. Have a thin, warm thermal layer underneath, a puffier insulative layer in the middle, and then a waterproof layer on the outside. But I would say you don't really need all that. If you're commuting in the city, you should be able to wear most of your work clothes, maybe just throw in a pair of long underwear that you remove when you get to work, or a waterproof outer layer, and you should be good to go. Of course, if you like spending money, there's all kinds of specialized winter bike gear that you can buy now because fat biking has really taken off. So go to the bike store, drop thousands of dollars, you'll be warm and toasty all winter long. Just don't think you need to do that in order to ride your bike in winter. Number three, where should you ride? So by now, your city should be providing you with safe, separated bike infrastructure that is perfectly maintained in winter. If not, maybe write your city councilor. But if not, you might want to be careful about which route you choose. It might be different than the route you choose in the summertime. Look for roads that are plowed early and often. Look for those roads that have slow vehicle speeds, because nothing is worse than getting pushed to the middle of the road because of some snow in the gutter and then having some car whiz by you with centimeters to spare. And also prepare to go slower. Riding your bike in winter is slower than it is in summertime. That's just life. Get used to it. Okay, number four, I'm frightened. What should I do? Yeah, I know riding your bike in winter can be a little intimidating at the beginning, but really what's holding you back is attitudes. I mean, we have such weird attitudes towards winter in North America these days. There is a lot of fear instilled in it. But I think a lot of that fear comes from a lack of experience in winter. And the way you overcome that is just to get out and do it. Get out and ride, try, experiment, do some trial and error, and figure it out. You'll make it work. The first ride you ever do will be the toughest. And here's another tip. Don't think of yourself as a failure if you don't ride every day. If you ride even one day in winter, think of that as the victory. There's no scorecard. No one's judging you based on how often you ride. The more you ride in winter, the better the winter will be. But you don't have to do it every day. Just do what you can and start from there. Number five, I can't wait to brag to my coworkers about my winter riding. Stop right there. I know it's tempting to brag about your winter ride because it makes you feel really tough, like you beat the elements. But don't do it. If you go to a great winter bike city, you will see that all kinds of people ride their bikes in winter. Children, grandmas, women, men, people of all types. And it does kind of take away the macho element when you see that in the right place, under the right conditions, all kinds of people can ride. And I think the more you brag about it, the more intimidating it becomes for newbies. So if you really love riding your bike in winter and you want others to have the same pleasure that you do, don't brag about it. Be realistic, talk about the risks, talk about the fun, talk about the joys, and help people along. Okay, that's it. Those are 5 basic tips for riding in winter. The intention of this video is to give you something to share if you're a noob or if you're just getting started. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching and see you next time.